सहूनी, यहूदो हनूद और तागूती ताकतों का एजेंट सीपैक को नाकाम बनाने के लिए क्या आर्गुमेंट देता है एट द एक्सपेंस ऑफ दैट. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to demolish some of the arguments propagated by various state functionaries in Pakistan without sharing complete information with us and saying that it is a game changer for Pakistan, CPEC. So I'll be providing a rationalistic and realistic assessment of the whole plan of change of game, if it is. I agree that it can be a game changer, but in what way and how detrimental it can be for us. So I will like that we run through the slides quickly so that I find ample time to talk about it. Yeah, please. There are three routes, just there. There are three routes: southern, central, and northern routes. Central is called middle. Go to the next one. They are there. You can see them on the map. Go to the next one. I call routes which are there, given they are southern, central. They are from China, actually, three routes. Go quickly. This is the southern one. This is the central one. This is the northern one. And now we come to Pakistan, and there I call them not routes. They are three paths. Again, central, southern, and western. Southern route, wapas. Yeah. Now, southern Silk route, again in Pakistan, it means Kashgar, Khanjrab, Gilgit-Baltistan, Rawalakot, Muzaffarabad, Abbottabad, and Islamabad. Next one. Then this other one, which is western path, it is Islamabad, Peshawar, Kohad, Bannu, Diyai Khan, Job, Quetta, Kalat, Turbat, Gawada. Next one. Route 2, that is eastern path. It is Islamabad, Lahore, Faisalabad, Multan, Sadiqabad, Sakhar, Nawab Shah, Hyderabad, Karachi, Gawada. Route 3, that is central path. It is Islamabad, Darya Khan, DG Khan, Jacobabad, Khusdar, Gawada.
Sorry for the interruption. I would like to give a sheet to Dr. Ziaur Rahman. So, Adnan Sarwar Sahab, please. Jai Ho. Professor Dr. Sarfaraz presenting shield to Dr. Ziaur Rahman. Adnan Sarwar Sahab.
So three routes, southern, central, and western, which are from China to three other parts of the world. Within Pakistan, three routes again: central, western, eastern. And why I'm mentioning these three? Because there had been a controversy in Pakistan whether we should have a western one. Pashtuns and Baloch are preferring western one, and others are preferring central one. There is a controversy. So that's why I'm just trying to tell you what are these three paths in Pakistan or routes in Pakistan. Now, when we are calling it that Pakistan will receive investment, they began that $46 billion. Now we say that $60 billion will come to Pakistan. Out of those, 11 billion are in the infrastructure, and there are energy projects worth 35 billion. Now, if someone has gone to Khanjrab and Gwadar both, I have been with my students there, and I have been tracking the whole path. So, when you are at the beginning point, that is in Khanjrab, and you ask people who are living in Gilgit and Baltistan, and mind it, I'm just overruling Indian objection that Gilgit-Baltistan is part of whatever. But we can't overrule people living in Gilgit and Baltistan. What they are saying? Earlier, the preferential treatment, trade treatment, which we are having with China, is so one-sided against the interest of Pakistan that they say, and मैं उर्दू में switch हो रहा हूँ, मेरे भाई मैं चाइना बस में बैठकर जा रहा था, मेरे पास 3 एप्पल थे जो कि हुंजा के थे। एक को मैं खा रहा था, एक मैंने अपनी जेब में रखा हुआ था और एक मेरे दूसरे हाथ में था। बस चाइना वाली थी जिसमें मुझे जाना था। उसने मुझे कहा कि आप यहाँ से सेब चाइना नहीं लेकर जा सकते। जो मेरे मुंह था मैंने उसको जल्दी से खा लिया, जो मेरे हाथ वाला था उसको मैंने मुंह में डालना शुरू कर दिया और जो मेरी जेब था वो उन्होंने लेकर बाहर फेंक दिया। व्हाट डज इट मीन? गिलगित बल्तिस्तान में क्या पैदा होता है, या खुबानी या एप्पल या चेरीज, कोई चीज चाइना नहीं जा सकती, एक भी चीज चाइना नहीं जा सकती। एंड आई गिव यू फिगर्स ऑफ 30th June 2016 at Sust, Pakistan, which is the main custom post when goods are coming from China to Pakistan. Mind it, only 1.9% of the trade with China is going through Sust. That is, land trade with China and Pakistani trade with China, either side, only 1.9% is going through land at Sust, and it is recorded. And what is happening? Mostly perishable items are coming from there through land route. The rest is coming via Karachi. And the balance of trade, we know, is heavily against Pakistan and in favor of China. And what happens at Sust? हम कुछ फल आपने यहाँ देखे होंगे और कुछ लहसुन भी आपने देखे होगा और कुछ अदरक भी, जिंजर, गार्लिक और जांगिया पहने हुए एप्पल, नाशपातियाँ। मेरी उर्दू अगर ठीक हो, मैं पठान हूँ तो मुझे बड़ा अंदेशा रहता है कि मैं गलत उर्दू बोलने जा रहा हूँ। तो क्या होता है, कुछ जांगिया पहनाया होता है एप्पल्स को और नाशपातियों को और साथ ही साथ कुछ और फलों को। बड़े शक्लो सूरत से बड़े खूबसूरत होते हैं वो, और वो शफ्तालू भी बड़े खूबसूरत जांगिया भी पहना हुआ। मैं स्वाद का रहने वाला हूँ और स्वाद का शफ्तालू दुनिया में सबसे अच्छा है, और शायद जो हर तीसरा शफ्तालू आप खाते हैं वो स्वाद में पैदा होता है। लेकिन वो चाइनीज शफ्तालू का मुकाबला नहीं कर सकता कीमत में। चाइनीज शफ्तालू 80 रुपए किलो मिल जाएगा और स्वाद का शफ्तालू आपको 200 रुपए किलो मिलेगा। इसका चाइनीज की पैकिंग बहुत अच्छी होगी, उसका रंग बहुत खूबसूरत होगा, उसका टेस्ट अच्छा नहीं होगा बेशक से। मतलब क्या है इस सारी बात से? इसी तरह हमारा देसी लहसुन जो है बहुत बारीक होता है, उसकी ख्वातीन जो है जब उसको छीलती हैं ज़्यादा वक्त लगता है ना। और जो चाइनीज़ वो है वो बड़ी मोटी फली वाला होता है, बड़ी जल्दी हो जाता है। ठीक है, इसलिए क्या है, बड़ी रीजंस हैं मार्केट से आउट होने के लिए, पाकिस्तानी देसी लहसुन के, पाकिस्तानी शफ्तालू के, पाकिस्तानी नाशपाती के, पाकिस्तानी सेब के। कह ये रहे हैं कि हम अग्रेरियन इकोनॉमी हैं, हम चीनियों का ना कीमत में मुकाबला कर सकते हैं, ना पैकिंग में, ना रंग में, अलबत्ता टेस्ट और हमारे फूड का ऑर्गेनिक होना, जो हमारी ताकत है सारी दुनिया जिस तरफ जा रही है, उसको वो ख़त्म हो जाएगा। हाइब्रिड चीज़ें, अभी तो चाइना का एक चावल आना शुरू हो गया जिसको हमारे यहाँ कहा जाता है प्लास्टिक चावल, मोटा होता है वो, आपने भी कहीं शायद देखा होगा। तो क्या होने जा रहा है, इंडस्ट्री में देयर इज नो स्कोप कि हम चाइना का मुकाबला कर पाए। वी कांट, सिंपली वी कांट। जिस मुल्क में इतनी बिजली महंगी होगी जितने हमारे यहाँ है, और जहाँ वर्क कंडीशंस का ये हाल होगा जो हमारे यहाँ है, वो compete नहीं कर सकता। चाइना इज इनटू मैस प्रोडक्शन, एंड हियर आई एम गोइंग टू philosophy and Marxist philosophy which China is still adherent to. Chinese philosophy says, that is Marxist philosophy, which is philosophy of the Communist Party there. It says that imperialism is the highest stage of capitalism. What happens? That production concentrates, which has happened in China. such a concentrated production there. Then finance capital and industrial capital, they join hand. The third thing is the country starts exporting finished goods in bulk and importing raw material in bulk. And the fourth condition is that the country starts exporting capital too. China has reached that stage and it is fulfilling all conditions prescribed by classical Marxism for an economy reaching a stage which is known as imperialist stage. Now, out of those who are sitting here, some might be aware of the Lenin dialogue in his work, Imperialism, the Highest Stage of Capitalism, with Karl Kautsky. Karl Kautsky considers that imperialism is a policy. Lenin says that imperialism is an economic structure which then gives birth to certain policies. If you have such a gigantic economic structure which has reached a stage which is dubbed as imperialist stage, your policies will be imperialist. That will be dictated by your economic structure. You can dub this position as structuralist position. And some postmodernists can disagree with that. But still, it got a lot of truth that Chinese economy has reached a stage where it is exporting not only finished goods for which it needs a corridor till Gwadar, and it also needs a path where energy and other raw material can reach through this route to China. That policy, of course, is dictating that China should invest, that is, export capital. Now, all this, whether you call it $60 billion or $46 billion, or probably nowadays the new figure is $72 billion. Pakistani state, the state of Pakistan has given a sovereign guarantee of 18% interest on that loan, on that investment. Which means, if we add to the existing 75 billion plus debt we are having, another 72 billion added to that, it means you are doubling your debt, one. You had last week your budget where the largest expenditure had been the debt servicing, which is more than 40% of your GNP and your entire budget too. It means that you are going to double that expenditure within 5 next years. Apart from that, you have to pay another exorbitantly higher ratio of interest. That is worth 18%. That is one bleak future I can point towards. Two, these are the list of the projects which are going to produce energy for us. They are there. Just have a cursory look at that. You will find the largest number of the projects are coal-based energy producing projects. Out of all that, 7,560 megawatt will be produced through coal. Pakistan, and especially Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Gilgit and Baltistan, have a potential of not less than 30,000 megawatt power generation potential in terms of hydel power. Only out of that, only hydel power is 1,590. One project which is worth 4.2 billion is just financed or in the scheme altogether. The rest are coal. Now, what does it mean, coal-based projects? Number one, you have to import coal. Number one, you have to import coal. Pakistan is not known for coal producing area, and we are already, for Sahiwal we are already importing coal. Yeah? Two, it is hazardous for health. It is pollution making. The world is reverting from coal to other power generation sources. And we are actually buying that technology from China, which is even redundant there to produce coal here, and also we are going to import coal. So number one, it will be expensive. We have to import coal, and then it will be hazardous for health. So there is no win-win. There is lose, 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 lose situation. Next, you look at it, only 0.7 million are invested in Guada. Just if you go back to there. Now, if you go today to Guadar, I have been to Gilgit and Baltistan, and you need to go to Guadar as well. There is no drinking water, dear. There is no drinking water. And there is no plant working to such a level which can produce drinking water for a populace which we are thinking that will be living in Guadar if this route is operative. So we are living in a dreamland. Now again, I repeat, controversy on the path in Pakistan, whether it should go through Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan and tribal area or through central Punjab and Sindh. One, we have differences on that. Two, we have differences, Gilgit and Baltistan, apart from Indian objection, we overrule them. Gilgit and Baltistan province, their government, their people are not taken into confidence. There is no project which will be working there at all. Then there are exorbitantly high ratio of interest, that is 18%. It's too high. Next objection is that only Chinese companies are allowed to bid for any project. 4 Chinese companies can bid at a time. No Pakistani businessmen can compete with them. They are not allowed to bid even. No international company is allowed to bid there. It means Chinese companies having loan from their own commercial or state bank will be coming here with over-invoiced material. With over-invoiced material on which then we have to be paying a very exorbitant interest as well. One example, HUBCO, if someone wants to go there and just calculate that how much interest on HUBCO we are paying. At 1 year it had been 32%. Another year it had been 28%. The minimum it had been 22%. HUBCO is one project with the help of China we created, and it's not far from here. You can go steal it and find there. Another thing. Pakistan is having a transit trade agreement with Afghanistan, and at the peak of transit trade, we have been dealing in $2.5 billion trade in transit goods via Pakistan to Afghanistan. As a result, each big city and small town in Pakistan, beginning from Karachi and ending at Ikoda Khatak, Nowshera, you have a bada. A bada means where smuggled goods are available. When a country cannot deal with $2.5 billion transit trade with a landlocked country, how can we will be dealing with billions and billions, probably hundreds of billions dollars worth of goods who will be going through Pakistan and coming via Pakistan? It means there will be seepage to such an extent. There will be seepage of goods to such an extent that everywhere the markets will be flooded by cheap, substandard Chinese goods. there can't be any chance of local industry developing. Next, when we are building infrastructure, say road, go to Hanjrab, go to Atabad and see who are the workers. और मैं फिर कहता हूं, उर्दू में आता हूं, बेलचे की मजदूरी का बंदा भी चीन से आता है। बेलचे की मजदूरी का बंदा भी चीन से आता है। इंजीनियर का आना तो चलो जी, हम तो है ही नालायक, हमारे पास तो इंजीनियर होते ही नहीं है। लेकिन बेलचे की अनस्किल्ड लेबर सारा दुबई पुख्तूनों ने और पंजाबियों ने और गिलगित बल्तिस्तान और कश्मीरियों ने, सारा दुबई, सारा सऊदी अरब, सारा मिडल ईस्ट स्किल्ड और अनस्किल्ड लेबर ने बनाया है यहाँ की। रेफ्रिजरेशन से लेकर क्या कुछ उन्होंने नहीं किया, मेसन से लेकर क्या कुछ वहां नहीं किया। यहाँ पर चाइनीज लेबर सड़क भी कंस्ट्रक्ट करती है। एंड हु आर दे? hardened criminals brought from the jails. जिनको वो फायरिंग स्क्वाड पे मारते नहीं हैं, उनको हमारे पास ले आते हैं, यहां पर वो काम करेंगे। उनके तो राइट ही कोई नहीं है, वो तो 12, 14, 18 घंटे काम करेगा। हम उनके साथ, हमारा लेबरर कहां से कंपीट करेगा? उनकी प्रोडक्शन हो ही नहीं सकती। सो मेरा आर्गुमेंट क्या है? नथिंग फॉर द लेबरर ऑफ पाकिस्तान इन सीपेक, नथिंग फॉर द बिजनेसमैन ऑफ पाकिस्तान, companies, construction companies, road building companies, technology building companies, nothing for them there, nothing for the traders. हाँ, किन के लिए कुछ है? Already one division of army for the security of CPEC, and the funding for that is available, and we have raised units for that as well. एक चीज, दूसरी क्या अवेलेबल है? All the compradors, be they uniformed or in civilian clothes, all those compradors who have been used to collaborating with foreign powers, earlier with the United States of America and the Western imperialist powers, now with the emerging one, उनका गट्स जोड़ है। They will be having crumbs, and people of Pakistan who have earned democracy, which is always in danger, with mammoth struggle. Don't forget, we had been coming under frequent martial laws. Military had been taking over. They have been putting either constitution in abeyance or abrogating constitutions. And the people of Pakistan refused to live under tyranny, and they have been coming out and struggling to restore constitution and democracy. And they are always standing for freedom of expression. What China lacks, apart from economic development, is they lack political freedoms and respect to human rights. And we know that in our country, for the last so many years now, human rights are blatantly violated. Freedom of expression is being curtailed. So what we can get from them, from China, is abuse of human rights violations and also curtailing freedom of expression. There's going to be no economic benefit to the people at large in Pakistan, be that Pashtuns, Baloch, Sindhis, Gilgiti, Baltistani or Azad Kashmiris. This is a realistic assessment. Yes, some infrastructure can be built, but that infrastructure will be like signal-free cars, signal-free roads on which only car can run of the rich and the filthy. Thank you.